Helen Yee here with Eyes on the Game, and I'm here being joined by the always exciting Mike Perry. Now, you are fighting Paul Felder on Saturday. I know it was kind of like a last-minute replacement, and he's making his welterweight debut. How do you feel about that?
I'm lucky to be his first welterweight. He is unlucky that I am his first welterweight opponent. It will not be fun for him. It will not be over quickly. I'm going to have some fun, and I'm going to put these hands on him. That's what I do. And, if he's a little too fast, then I'm going to just grab a hold of his little lightweight self, and I'm going to drag him to the floor, and I'm going to beat up on him on the ground.
Now, I know that after your last fight, you did make quite a few changes, and one of the more significant ones is now you're training at Jackson Wink MMA down in Albuquerque. How has that been, and do you kind of feel the changes already?
Yeah, absolutely. My coach is my striking coach, my pad holder. He tightened up my striking game a lot. I had a lot of loose gaps that I had. I've been letting my striking and my basics go for a long time. My back leg got real stiff, and it's all about bending your knees and keep your hands up. That's where the technique comes from. That's the first thing you learn. So we got back to that in the beginning, and being in Albuquerque, just sleeping at night, you're gaining cardio, and when you're at the gym, you're training, wrestling, grappling, sparring with guys from all over the world, so you can see all the different styles of martial arts that are out there, and there's lots of talent that comes through that gym. So
now, what else have you kind of implemented in this camp, or have you worked on other areas as well, not only striking?
Well, I'm a very skilled grappler. The world doesn't see my grappling because I just like to fight. I like to throw because I think hitting someone in that sweet spot is the best way to finish a fight. So, that's always what I'm looking for, is to touch that chin in the right spot. And, like I said, grappling, training, sparring, working with all these guys from all over the world, it just amplified my game. I feel better. I feel older, wiser. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to take over.
And I did see that you said some things about hang out with John Jones, right?
Yeah, we went and we hung out and talked about life a little bit. He's a cool guy. It was a pleasure to get to know him personally. And, I'm a fan of that guy, man. He's one of the greatest fighters on the planet ever. So shout out to John.
Has he given you any advice as far as in the octagon, or even things how to prepare mentally once you step into the cage?
Yeah, one thing I remember is him saying to do what I gotta do. Don't just, he meant like, don't just hear people talk. Don't just listen to people talk and then, maybe go by what they say, or people will waste your time. They will take your time, you'll be with them, and they'll just be taking up your time. Like, hold on, don't go do that yet. Let's do this first. And then, you got to go do what you got to do to take care of your priorities. My priorities are being prepared to the best of my abilities for this fight on Saturday, and that's exactly what I've done.
Well, speaking of being prepared, kind of circling back really quick, like you mentioned, you're a great striker. Paul Felder, also a great striker. But what advantages do you think that you possess over him, though?
Well, he was a lightweight. He's coming up to welterweight. I believe I'm the stronger man. And we'll see if he has the speed advantage. But I think my style is better. I don't know, though, really, because a lot of guys now point fight and they poke you and they run away. I like to go forehead to forehead if we can and fight right in the middle. We'll see what Paul Felder does. I don't know if he's going to want to move or if he's going to stand and fight. And depending on that, that's really how I'm going to make my decision once I step out and start fighting him, see what he does, see if he backs up, see if he runs away. And then I'll figure out the game plan from there. I got one or two game plans going right now, and once I get going in the fight, just muscle memory. You know what I mean? It's just I'm going to let my technique take over. I've been working so much technique for the past 2 months.
Lastly, you and Colby Covington, I know you guys kind of had some beef. What do you think of him winning the interim title?
Well, he laid and prayed to get it. He got it. He must be a friend of God because he was laying and praying. He just leans up against people, and that's a fight I'm not afraid of. Like I said, I am a world-class grappler. Y'all might not know it because I don't go to the ground too much, but I've been in there with black belts. I've been in there with the top competitors in the world, and we're going to get above number 10 this time. We're going to go up there and see if I can get number 2.